He's going to find himself getting passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So he's up in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. Doesn't qualify as well as he races. Only
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani. Not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haight deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
And I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Oh, Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. Definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed more and forward up ahead. He's got out of line. It's now Pike could have a go. Werrell, don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin, further down Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such up. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden Miller's back in play.
Moving on to the back end of Bill Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's a lot of fun. Yeah. And
It's all about the entertainment, so I hope
everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is enjoying himself watching a Burger King machines off into the grass a little bit there. Is that really bunching up now?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am back for the BSC summer season round 8, and we're at Chicago Street Circuit, aptly named James Loves Street Circuits. Here this evening, I'm James Parver, going to be joined in the booth by Kenton Sportak here tonight as we tackle 45 laps of Chicago Street Course. Stage break at lap 15 here this evening. They're going to have 2 tyre sets and they've had their fuel adjusted to 60%. This should give them 20 laps of fuel, making this what could be a 2-stop race. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, like, subscribe, turn on the bells, and do all that other fancy jazz you can do for free. The scores itself, well, this is how they look currently at this moment in time here as well. Andrew Williams is out in front on 248 points. He's 1 point ahead of Clint Holtman at the moment, with Delvin Collicott sharing the points with Noel Jackowitz on 203. Fourth, third, and fourth. Christian Strada in fifth, with Nick Stocknat in sixth. Alex Witt down in seventh. Then you got Hunter Carlson, Andrew Burrell, Joshua Kuhn, Bradley McLaughlin, Matthew Norberg, Seth Pegg, Armin Brusso, Andrew Jamin, Calvin Ross, Joshua Keefe, Anthony Radel, Trenton Kimmel, Rob Sizemore, Cody Kern, Terry Spainhour, Andrew Unquist, Jason Taylor, Bradley Young, Tom Kuhn, Brett Sherman, and Gregory Sherman behind that one. Now you've listened to me ramble on long enough. Let's bring Kenton into the booth. Kenton, welcome in. It is the one that we've been looking forward to all season.
I mean, I've been looking forward to. Whether you have been, I'm going to say probably not. But it'll be a very interesting track, a very interesting circuit for these drivers to deal with, as it's trickier than it looks. Because, I mean, you look at the track map there that you can see, it's, you know, few straight lines and a couple corners, but when you're actually out on that track, these corners are very tricky. That if I had to drive it in most of my GT3s, I would hate it. So I couldn't imagine trying to drive it around in this one, in these NASCARs.
Yeah, look, it's NASCAR right on a road circuit. It's not very popular choice. Oh, as Noel Jackowitz there gets very close, coming down East Roosevelt Road and down into South Columbus Drive. Doesn't quite make it, misses the corner unfortunately, and has to go round. Listen, right, what are we expecting here from this circuit? It's not a very popular circuit at all. I've seen GR86s run around here. That was quite an interesting evening of racing. But NASCAR's road circuits, Chicago, it goes together kind of like jelly and chocolate spread. You know what I mean? It just, does it work? Am I missing the point here?
It works if you pretend it works. I guess if that's the way you can kind of look at it. It's very tricky, mainly because it's a real, true road course. We talk about, road courses for a lot of these cup cars, and you're looking at things like Coda or Sonoma, the Roval at Charlotte and Daytona, places like that, where it's still a race course. It's still a race track, and is graded as such. With this track, it's not graded. It's straight up on actual streets. And you can actually see it when they're trying to drive. Like, these lanes are crowned. It's not perfectly flat. Like, they actually have a little bit of a raise through the lanes as you kind of get there, which would normally be to, drain water down and away from the lanes themselves. So this track gets really tricky. Plus, it's very bumpy. So these guys, it just makes it so much harder. This corner here, I believe this is turn 4 we're coming up on. Oh no, he is a little further away than I thought he was. Yeah, this is turn 5. But yeah, going into turn 4, it's terrifying, because you are hitting a very tricky section where it's very bouncy, and if you go into that corner with a little too much speed, or you try and turn a little too much, it's just going to send the car around, because there's points where like 2 or 3 tires are off the ground. So it's for people who really like very technical talent of driving. If you're loving NASCAR and you want to see them go fast and turn left, it's not the track you're going to enjoy.
Okay, well that just about sums up my evening of commentary then, guys, as well, because I am a lover of NASCAR and I do love them going left and very, very fast. Forgot to send the race name. Yes, you did, dear, so I made one up for you, which is quite apt, to be fair, Seth, when you think about it, you know what I mean, because, you know, we all know I'm not a lover, but let's see how these guys get in. This is the return for we are talking about before we run down East Roosevelt Road and then on to South Columbus Drive, which is the straightaway, which we will rejoin to the other end of South Columbus Drive when we take this left, right, round the oval, right bit to get there. So, but we will join South Columbus Drive very, very shortly, as we're coming currently down into turn 7, which is the right-hander, and then we're going to go around what is effectively East Congress Plaza Drive, which is this long left loop that we're going to go around into turn 10. Then the right-hander of turn 11, which leads us onto East Jackson Drive, and then through turn 12, where we will rejoin South Columbus Drive. So we do use all of it, just unfortunately they've taken the square to the left side of it as well. Okay, so where are we standing, do we think, on cautions here? Because obviously, technically, it's a road circuit, right? We shouldn't have cautions. We shouldn't have forced cautions. We should only have the stage if you're going by the iRacing rules and regulations. Now, I have heard on the grapevine a little rumor that we may have cautions depending on who's involved, how many is involved, and whether or not it's blocking up the road.
Yeah, if it's Armin Brusso, I'm assuming the caution flag will come out. If he's in.
I agree. The democracy of the BSC goes out the window when the boss is involved in an accident, right? Let's be real about it.
Exactly. But yeah, from what I've heard, unless it's completely blocking the track, which I think it's your big concerns are turn 1 and turn 6. Oh, you know, maybe turn 7, but turns 1s and turn 6 are very dangerous for a slight crash, you know, kind of getting bottled up and then being sort of stuck behind everybody. So outside of those two spots, I don't really see them trying to pull a caution flag unless it's like 4 or 5 cars kind of all stuck in one spot and no one can move, in which case they might throw the caution flag then. But I think they're going to try to avoid it as best they can. Try and keep this thing running under green flag outside of the stage break for as long as they can.
I agree. I think they should. No cautions unless the stage break. Don't care how many cars involved, right? Let's be real. Kimmel's in YouTube chat. Gonna be fun to watch tonight. Go Trenton, go Alex. It's going to be different. I think for me, with the fact that there is 19 cars, we got no famous Mr. TJ Spainhour, no Bradley Young. There's a few others that are also missing here again. I don't really know how this is going to go. I have to be honest. I've been dreading this circuit on the calendar, right? This has been the one that if my wife gave me a choice of go away last week for National Super Speedway and this week, I would go away this week. Just unfortunately, you don't argue with the wife when she books you a holiday. So, you know, how do we think this, in true honesty, how do we think this is going to go?
I don't think it's going to be terrible. I think the biggest issue is just going to be how much practice they put in. And I know, looking at it, I believe there was about 4 or 5 hosted events that took place over this week to kind of prepare for this race, because they didn't want it to be just a good old fashioned crash up. And so I've heard a lot of like, oh, the first couple laps, a lot of people are going to be kind of puttering around, just trying to find a rhythm. I think the hardest part about it is going to be trying to make a pass going too wide. We typically talk when it comes to road courses that your highest chance of passes are those long straightaways into a hard braking corner. I don't think that's going to be quite the same situation as it is here as it would be normally, because these corners are just so tight. Everything is a full 90 degrees. Like there's no real easy corners other than, I guess, turn 8, 9, 10 kind of complex around East Congress that we just went through, or we just saw Clint go through there, and then 3 and 4 being kind of a sort of a bend into a hard corner. So outside of those kind of those two sections, it's you got to kind of make those passes on exit, I think, more than anything. And then hoping, and this was brought up in discussions earlier, avoid pit entry and wall, because it kind of comes right out at you out of turn 12, and it's very tricky. And if you miss it, you're going to not make it into the pit lane.
No, it is Mr. Spainhour Senior. Yay! A street circuit. BS. That's what he's. Oh, dearie me there as well. But it's good to be back, obviously, from the hot sun of Spain to the freezing, wonderful world of the UK once again. As I stepped off the aeroplane at 7:30 in the morning, absolutely freezing to the point where my kids were like, Dad, we need our hoodies. I was like, Mum's put them in the suitcase. Good luck with that one. So there we go. Now I come and sit and watch the wonderful BSC round a street circuit that, yeah. Do we think Chicago itself was only there for financial gain for the city, do we say? Because let's be real. You know, I've spoken to a guy that lives in Chicago, right? And he has basically said there was so much more of the city that they could have used to make a decent circuit. And yet, he turned, his words, not mine, by the way, he turned around and went, they've used probably the worst pit of Chicago ever.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That sounds about right for NASCAR. I think the biggest issue they have is more or less kind of deciding on how it would have been an interesting place, but also ease of use without trying to take up everything. Because, I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, obviously, any street course in F1, it becomes the entire city becomes a circus. And depending on which city you talk about, like Monaco, the entire city is taken over by F1 because it's a tiny little, principality where there's very little outside of that. So it's, but in places like Canada, like some parts are really easy to get to and some parts are not so easy to kind of cover through that. So I think it was just kind of them going, we can do it here. It's nice and easy. It's quick. And, that's that. But yes, there could have been much better spots, I'm sure, to put it. But this was probably just the least expensive while maximizing everything else.
Well, he actually, for the first race last year, I believe it was, the first time it was on the calendar, he actually cancelled his VIP tickets when they come out and told where it was going to be. Because he was just that disgusted with the fact that they only used a certain part of the city itself, when there's so much more they could have done. So there you go. We are at the end of qualifying, guys, as well. So sit back, hold on to your hats, and, get ready for what plans to be, I'm sure, a really great race. Dalton is on pole position with Max Christensen in second, and Christian Strada third, Alex Witt in fourth, Ryan Whitlock in fifth, Andrew Jamelin in sixth, with Noel Jackowitz in seventh, Matthew Norberg 8th, and Seth Pegg down in ninth, Cody Kern in 10th. Then you got Andrew Williams and Hunter Carlson rounding out the top 12. Beyond that, you got Trenton Kimmel, Joshua Kuhn, Christian Hale, Nick Stocknett, Devon Collicutt, Armand Brusso, and Calvin Ross. Now, one of the things that I do want to pick up on, as we are so used to seeing this young man's livery, is Mr. Andrew Williams. As you can see, he is there in what is known as the Chick Hicks livery machine from the Disney Cars machine. One of the things that has been done this week is, as you can see, Nick Stockner is running the Dynaco Blue. Yes, the Dynaco Blue machine on that 124. And then as I go up through the list, who did I see earlier on as well? I even saw Lightning McQueen is there in 5th place, and I believe that is Ryan Whitlock in the Lightning McQueen machine. So we have got the full front three of Disney Cars on the racetrack here this evening, Kenton. What more could we ask for?
Yeah, I think we only had the Chick Hicks and the Dynaco last week in Nashville. The Lightning McQueen is new for this week. But having fun. It's the beauty of NASCAR. You can throw pretty much any livery on there and it looks good.
Well, that's what I mean. So there is Lightning McQueen. There is Chick Hicks. And further down is the Dynaco Blue of Nick Stockner. And as per normal, Mr. Lightning McQueen is in front of the other two, which sounds very familiar if you ever watched the Disney Cars film. So there you go, 45 laps of this circuit. Where are we going to see most of the overtakes? Because to be honest, when this circuit was put on the calendar, it was almost literally made identical to Monaco. It was a very Monaco-less circuit. You were not going to see plenty of overtakes, single file all the way through. Do we think we're going to see the same thing?
Yes, I think it's going to be very single file through a lot of sections. Like I said, most passing, if it's going to be made, it's going to have to be on exit into these straightaways more so than entry into the corners at the end of the straightaways. It's going to be a tough track, so obviously qualifying higher is going to definitely benefit you. If you're farther back, you run that risk of the big collisions and kind of getting stuck behind a crash or two. So I think Halterman probably has a little bit of an advantage because he doesn't have to worry about that. But that being said, he could also be the one that crashes. So who knows? It could be a very interesting overall race from any position. And we could very well see someone at the back end up winning just because they stayed out of trouble.
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting that possibility, but then again, I know how good Holtman's been on road circuits, so I think this could be quite an interesting one to watch. I'm hoping we don't get the Monaco-esque Grand Prix here, because you know it's very late in the morning for me, and I don't want you screaming when you hear snoring or something down the microphone, because I'm just worried. I really am, and I'm worried to a degree that it could be that scenario. I don't know. I'm hoping it's not, and I'm hoping this circuit's going to prove me wrong. As I say, I watched GR86s around here, and that was incredibly interesting to watch, mind you, and somewhat chaotic, to be fair, because we did have a parking lot at one point where there was like 10 cars all got caught up, and these cars are obviously bigger than GR86s, so let's see how they're going to do here. Whether or not we had cautions, well, that's going to be very dependent on the situation and how many cars are involved. We're on our way around East Jackson Drive now. The pace car will be peeling in very, very, very shortly. It'll show you where the pit entry is as well, and as you can ever see, it is literally there on the right hand side, so we are going to be up and running. Ladies and gentlemen, round 8 at Chicago is green, 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 with Clint Holtman, Max Christensen running side by side, going down into turn 1, the left-hander. Holtman does get to the whole shot. Christensen's on the outside. They are too wide, with Witt and Strada side by side in the mix as well. Whitlock's trying to make positions. Jackowitz trying to make positions. There's a big puff of smoke there. I'm surprised they haven't settled into single file already, Kenton. Are they just trying to gain some positions to show where they are on the racetrack?
I think, yeah, it's basically trying to get into a good position. Like we said, the further forward you are, the less likely you're going to have to deal with issues going on behind you. I think it was fairly smooth, actually, in all things considered, even going side by side. And I think the other problem is, you know, some people trying to brake a little bit more than some people had to, or thought they had to make some of these corners, and that's what kind of allowed people to make a move, or you know, them braking a little bit later because said person was braking early and kind of pushing that and kind of not dive bombing, but taking that little bit of a lunge, trying to make that turn. So it seems like it's going to kind of start to thin out to that single file now, and kind of calm down a little bit through there, but all in all, not the worst start we could have had.
No, I do agree with you. Clint Altman there is down 4 places, mind you, going into this opening lap here as well. But it is Alex Witt who's jumped up 3 in that Chicago-based livery. We've got the Cubs, we've got the Bulls on there as well. Oh, and he's in the wall! Oh! Oh. Alex Witt, there may have been contact there, or was this all on Mr. Witt's own? No.
Nope. No, he gets a big push from behind there.
Oh, Christensen puts him straight into the wall, like Witt was not even there at this moment in time. Christensen jumping down the order, jumps straight to the pit lane once again, but it is Lightning McQueen himself out in front. I Am Speed is in the lead of the race, with Christian Strada in second currently on the run down East Balbo Drive, coming down into the right-hander of turn 7. Strada looked good through practice, mind you. Didn't have a great qualifying, but boy, oh boy, was this man quick for during practice, because I think Strada could be a dark horse here.
Yeah, definitely. From what I've kind of heard through the grapevine of the drivers and chatting with them is, Strada seems to be very smooth here. He's very consistent and one of the quicker drivers for sure. So I could see him pulling out a solid win. I think it's all going to come down to kind of how he's able to manage the traffic around him. In this case, Whitlock ahead, Halterman behind. But he definitely has a shot of making some very interesting moves to get himself up in that top section there.
Yeah, we can see these guys out in front. Whitlock, Strada, Halterman. Then we're going down into Chamberlain. They're running side by side here. Strada's trying anything. He's trying the outside line. He's going to get the run. Coming down South Lakeshore Drive now. Christian Strada in that Ford is looking a little bit swifty, trying to chase down the Lightning and McQueen. Camry from Whitlock in front. Round the right-hander they go. Dropping down again. Down another right-hander. Now we're on to Columbus Drive. This is the one. If he's going to be able to get it done here, Kenton, he's got to be looking at trying to get out the inside, but I just don't think at this moment in time this man, Christian Strada, can get close enough coming out of the exits.
Yeah, he needs to get a little better exits. I think he's trying to push these corners a little far because he keeps losing a solid gap on his way out of and into these corners, and it seems like Whitlock's just been sort of given the ability to make a move, or not make a move, sorry, but push away and kind of create a little bit of a gap. You can see Christian seems to be carrying a lot more speed through these kind of longer corners. That's not going to help there as he smacks into the wall. But he does seem just seems a little faster, but like we kind of said, it's hard to pass here. So he's going to have to do not something drastic, but he's going to have to take the opportunity when it gets, shows up, because it's not going to be there for very long.
Well, there it is. Is this the opportunity? No. He settles back in behind. You can see Witt's just come out in front of these guys there. The 17th place rider, Alex Witt. Ross is out. I'm not quite sure what happened to Calvin Ross. He just sort of kind of came and saw and decided, nope, enough is enough.
His computer bricked.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's what he mentioned. He said his computer just bricked on him, so unfortunately he will not be joining us.
Nope, not this time, unfortunately for Calvin Ross. But Strada still climbing all over the back of Whitlock at this moment in time here as well. Armand Brusso, it looks like he may have had an incident, but possibly not. Noel Jakowitz is there. Seth Pegg has got the cube. We've got Chicks, we've got Seth, we've got Kern, Norberg all in there as well. Williams trying to go up the inside, forcing Seth off. That's not going to happen this time. And in fact, Williams goes round. Stay there. Stay there. No, no. 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 Stay. No.
He's got the Austin Powers 14-point turn.
Yeah.
And he managed to do it without causing problems, so good on him.
Well done. Proud of him. But it was quite close. Cody Kern with Kimmel in front. Collicott in front of that as well. Mr. Cody Kern now chasing down the number number 52, Trenton Kimmel in front. Mick Stockner is back up and running down in Antarctica. He's up 3 places from where he was running. I did up and down as he made a little bit of a mistake, but maybe that was just maybe a very slow entry or exit there. The Stockner goes and takes it up the inside. As Joshua Kuhn gets a big old slide on once more, but it battles up front. And Strada again. It's just got nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's definitely a tricky track to try and make these passes. And like I said, I think his best chance for a great pass is going to be these long straightaways and just getting a really good exit. I know it looks like he's trying to kind of create a switchback situation, going really hard to the outside walls before he wakes his way in, and then kind of trying to sneak underneath them. Hasn't worked so far, but we'll have to kind of see sort of how it plays out as tires start wearing and these cars get a little bit lighter, and see who sort of blinks first in the sense of making a mistake and who's able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, well, these guys are coming now around the right-hander of turn 11 up East Jackson Drive. We go over the hump back there. Whitlock in front, Strada tucked in behind that as well. That's where Strada carries a lot more of the speed. Is he going to be able to get him down into turn 1? Strada's tucked up behind. Surely he's got to go underneath him. The door's wide open. You literally could have burgled his steering wheel at that moment in time, Mr. Strada. That door was wide open. Why didn't he take that opportunity, Kenton? That door was left open. He could have got in, nicked his TV, his sofa, and possibly the wife as well.
I think the biggest problem was coming out of that corner. He was a little further back, and there's a solid amount of draft that you're getting on these long corners, and he's sort of aggressive with Whitlock, but he can't be too aggressive because he also has Halterman right on his tail as well, and if you kind of move too far out of the way, well, now suddenly Halterman's going to get that draft of Whitlock ahead and might be able to pull in and kind of leave him out there, as we see Halterman lock up a little bit as he looked to make a move to the inside as well. But it's such a tricky spot for Strada, as he kind of has to be careful of both sides at the same time.
Well, let's see what Strada could do. They're opening up a little bit of a gap over Whitlock. Strada holds a lot tighter to the wall. Coming in now to the right-hander of turn 11. Strada's running up Jackson Drive. Now we go down South Columbus. This is the moment again. Nope, we're on East Jackson Drive. Sorry, I'm a bit ahead of myself here. Now the right-hander of South Columbus Drive. But we've joined at the other end. The pit entry is there on the right-hand side. Is this Strada's opportunity? Can he get this car up the inside? He's not going to get him this time around. Tucks once more in on lap 7. Does Gushu Strada bringing Holtman back into play. All of that work that they've done. Oh, you're going to end up, one of you's going to end up in the wall. Careful, careful. Nose to tail bump in there as well, Kenton. Bit aggressive from Whitlock. Lucky Strada's got his head screwed on.
Yeah, that was an interesting tactic. It looked like a little bit of a round but Strada, paying attention, was able to kind of avoid that and sort of back out as much as he needed to, and it almost backed him right into Halterman, just behind as well. But a very interesting race, at least coming in. We can see Mullen and Jackowitz a little further back as they're trying to work themselves closer to this front group and to try and take over and kind of pick pieces of whatever ends up happening.
Well, I see these guys can hang on right the way through here, through the right-hander of turn number 8. Down Congress Plaza Drive we go. Around the left-hander, we've got Whitlock out in front. Strada tucked in behind that. Halterman hugging there. Currently, they are the closest battle on the racetrack. We do have Cody Kirk chiming in within striking distance. Oh, as I said that's gone out the window. Joshua Kuhn moving up to the back end of the fast angry racing Hunter Carlson, and Carlson in front of that 32 liveried machine. He's trying to make his way forward, but it is the leaders that are literally the ones fighting out here.
Looks like Witt just went into the pit lane as well, and I'm pretty sure I just heard who was that behind Hunter? Kuhn sounded like he ran into a wall further back, unfortunately, as we see Jamalin clip the wall as they make their way onto South Lakeshore Drive out of turn 2 as well. But Halterman, it looks like he's trying to kind of give Christian Schroeder something to think about every time they get into that turn 4 section. But yeah, Joshua Kuhn, it looks like might have carried a little too much speed. I think he just clipped the wall a little bit.
Yeah, as it's coming in now.
Yeah, there's the lockup, yeah.
There you go. For Joshua Kuhn into the wall. The interesting thing is Carlson almost looks like he's trying to put Strada off, and Strada's just like, you know what I mean? And he's done it every time coming down Lakeshore, down into East Roosevelt. He's trying to put him off, and Strada's just run his line as if to say, you're either going to put me round or you're going to back out. And at the moment, Holtman's done the right thing of backing out of here. But I think there could come an opportunity that where Holtman's going to say, no, you've left the door open, I want that position. And now, this is where Strada's got that run again. What is Whitlock going to do? Strada goes all the way to the left. Over the start line he goes. Whitlock now comes over in that Camry. Strada going to go up the inside. He's not. Settles in once more through the left-hander. This is where Strada gets all his momentum here. Whitlock covers him off. Holtman drops off. Lock on the brakes from Strada once more. Little bit of argy-bargy. Is this Strada's opportunity? Down Lakeshore Drive we go. He's on the left with the blue and red stars. Whitlock in that number 81 Lightning McQueen livery. Going to be able to make it through. I think Strada's got him this time. Strada almost had him. Is he going to get him? Oh, he's not. I think there's a slight mistake there. Cost Christian Strada after he's done all that hard work.
And I think it actually might cost him his second position as well, as it looks like, yeah, Halterman making a little bit of a move, be able to kind of get onto the inside as well, as Christian Strada finds the wall and now drops firmly back into third position. But now he's got to try and make that move. But it looks like Jamalin and Jacko is starting to reel them in just a little bit. They are starting to get a little bit closer. We'll see how this ends up, because it looks like Whitlock getting a little bit of a breather. He's now got just under a second behind him to Clint, but I believe, if I remember correctly, Whitlock is the new member of the Orange Wheel Racing, so Schroeder's kind of left on his own here to duel it out with those two.
I don't think Strada's going to care. I think looking at this, they've clearly got the pace over Whitlock, right? They're pulling him in attempts a lap at the moment easily. Jobs are good. They're down 4 attempts. He was up at nearly 9 to a second, and he's been brought in again. Clearly, Whitlock at the moment is not showing the pace of Holtman, is not showing the pace of Strada. How do the OWR deal with this then? If Whitlock has just joined the OWR, in the OWR, is there going to be like, move? Or is Strada got to sit back and he's got to do it all on his own? What's going to be the thing?
I think,
well, saying that, Holtman literally has just made a mistake. Strada couldn't quite capitalise on it, but nearly had the inside line.
I think it's just going to be a case of race it, and, you know, if worst comes to worst, Halterman's already pretty high up in the points. I don't think this is going to hinder him by any means, but it's just going to be, you know, might be a team game in the sense that Whitlock just has to drive, and really, as long as he doesn't make any glaring mistakes, Halterman is not going to have an easy time trying to get past, so might as well just play a little defense for him as well, and make it a little tougher for Christian Strada to try and make his way by. That being said, it's going to be very interesting how these guys deal with traffic, as we have Armin Brusso just behind, or coming up on them, as they does just get kind of out of the way.
Don't think he had a lot of choice there, did he, really?
Not really, no.
You know what I mean? They were coming at a rate of knots. Clearly, Brusso's had a little bit of an issue here at some points throughout this race. Holtman now tucked up again behind Whitlock. Let us know in YouTube chat who you want to win out of the guys that are on the race circuit here currently at the moment. You're looking at the Whitlock, Holtman and Strada battle. Strada fighting for the lead, ends up down in third, cooking it and getting it all a little bit wrong. Seth Pegg is down here. He's got Kim O'Keefe, Hill and Stockner closing in. I would say closing in, but it looks like Pegg's holding his own in 8th at the moment.
Yeah, Pegg's been having some fantastic drives around here. I've been we were chatting before the race started, and it looked pretty solid. He actually even went a side by side, as we see Nick Stockner in the background bounce off of believe that's Hill, Christian Hill there. It's right in the wall. But yeah, Peg was looking pretty good, you know, keeping it under control. I mean, this sort of style of a race is going to play very into his hands, where it's hard to pass, but if the smoother you are, the better off your race is going to go. Like trying to burn through the corners and oversteering and that won't help. But trying to oversteer these corners or overspeed going to really help you throughout this race. It's going to be all about just being smooth, being consistent, and just kind of keeping it in one facing the right direction, I guess.
As you see, these guys continue to fight it out. Peg to get it a little bit all of Pete Tong, and unfortunately did make a mistake. That's brought home Kern and Kimmel right onto the back here once more. Kuhn is the first into the pit lane. Joshua Kuhn is in the pit lane. Kimmel gets a little bit of contact on the back end of Peg. He's going to have to be careful coming around turn 12. Down South Columbus Drive we go. On the way down into turn 1. It is Whitlock out in front. He's in that Camry. Then we've got the Chevrolet. Then we've got the Ford. Then we've got a Camry, Ford, Chevrolet. Ford dominated midfield. Chevrolet separated them with Carson down in 14, and then Ford's after this with obviously Camry not making it on the end, and the Chevrolet Christensen being out at the moment here as well. Ford dominated field. Only saying the Ford's the car to go. It's just preference on how you drive it.
I think it's just how it looks in all reality. The Mustang does look pretty solid in these. I think a lot of people kind of gravitated towards that. So as far as I know, it's fixed, and there's no difference outside of how they look. So I think that's kind of just a lot of people really like how the Fords look. Which is fair. I like the new Ford Mustang GT3. It's been fun.
Have you driven it? Have you?
I do. Oh yeah. No, I've done a few races, a few IMSA races in it. I enjoy the car. Sounds great, looks great. Doesn't drive terribly, but I'm not good enough for it to matter on which car I'm really driving, so.
Okay. I was just looking at my adventures this week in the trucks, and unfortunately the Mid-Ohio Sports Course full circuit, with the Xfinities being here, funny enough. So, that could be an interesting one if I decide that I want to take on a road circuit in the trucks. Not a chance. With Strada in third, Holtman and Whitlock still in front of these guys currently at the moment. You can see the gap on the left hand side. There's only 2 battles at the moment. Seth Pegg, Kimmel and Keith Kern involved in one, and then Whitlock, Holtman and Strada for the lead here. Everybody else seems to be a little bit more smooth. Williams is rolling into the pit lane, so he's the first one to blink on lap 13. 2 tyre sets. Is that going to be tough here this evening?
I don't think so. Obviously, with being a road course, you might get a little bit more wear on that left outside front, the right outside front tire. With some of the turns, and it kind of depends on how well you're managing those tires, but it's, I don't think, going to be a huge necessity to swap tires like it would be at most of these oval races. I think the biggest thing is just going to be fuel saving and trying to survive that. I'm very curious as to how come people are hopping into the pits already. You have enough that you should be able to get it to stage 3. Secondly, they shouldn't have had any issue there. It's 15 laps, so we should be coming up with stage break right away. So not sure why people are hopping in. Maybe they're just hoping to kind of jump a couple spots with a splash and dash and sort of work your way through. As it looks like Halterman is going to try and make a move on the outside of Whitlock as they make their way through. This might actually allow Strada to go through. The exact same situation that has caused Strada to lose second place is now what gains him second place.
Yeah, when we come up to the end of the stage, I just want to check in on Seth Pegg. What did he get himself up to? Round he goes for Mr. Pegg, unfortunately for him. And then Stockner, I think, has a moment not too far. Seth's getting a little bit of squirrel on. Here comes Stockner. Just going to let this play out for 2 seconds, because it does show that Stockner has his own little issue. There it is. Stockner also into the wall as well. That is going to open it up. Clint Holtman is going to take stage. It looks like Whitlock went into the pits right by the end here as well for a stage, which seems a little bit strange, unless he's trying to get it done before the flag comes out, of course.
Yeah, that's... Maybe he thought it started before? And he wouldn't... yeah, I don't know. Interesting tactic. I guess while everyone else is coming in, he'll be able to kind of get ahead. Is this hope? I honestly don't know here.
I can't answer that one. It looked like he just dived in right before the actual stage was thrown. There he is there. So hold on. Where did he... He comes in quite early. This is, I got a funny feeling this is before the end of stage, and he hands stage to Holtman.
Yeah, because they're both ahead of him now. And he hasn't crossed the line, so that would be the start of the stage break at the line.
So Holtman does get the stage 1 win. I would have a chat with him, but I can't seem to find him. So I'm going to have a chat with my resident conversationalist, of course, who comes in and joins me every single week here. And he's going to join me in Chicago. One, Mr. Armand Brusso. Armand, welcome in, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, enjoying the race, my dear. How is it out there for you?
I mean, I'm just driving around this track as slow as possible, trying to survive out here.
How hard is it, mate? In real
I mean, at my skill level, it's impossible.
Why?
I mean, do you want me to tell you that I suck, or do you want me to tell you the track sucks?
To be honest, I'm expecting a parody of both, to be fair, because...
honestly, it's more on me than the track. I drove the new GT3 Mustang around this track, and I didn't hate the track. I just don't... I don't like NASCARs on road like you, but, you know, we gotta do it, so here we are.
It's choice, isn't it? You could have gone with Monza Oval. That would have been better.
Yeah.
Taking it on a European tour would have been more interesting. So, there you go. Okay, so you're already a lap down. Where are we expecting you to finish in this race?
Probably right where I am currently. Well, no, I'll be in 16th because Alex is right behind me, so he's obviously going to pass me, so I'll finish 16th.
Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing how you get on and whether or not you survive this one here as well. Now, I'm on the understanding we've got no cautions, is that right, apart from stage?
Yeah, I mean, as long as if there is a track blocker, I'll throw a caution, but we haven't had one yet, so you know, keep fingers crossed. I don't want to have to throw one if I don't need to.
Okay, well, let's hope.
Even if I crash, I'm not throwing a yellow.
I don't know where you got that from, Mr. Brusso. You know what I mean?
I hear everything. Nothing gets by.
Already in my DMs earlier on before we'd even got going here as well. Did you not? All right, dear sir. Well, you go and enjoy yourself. I'll drop you back down with Andrew and Hunter. So have fun, and I'll look forward to seeing how you get on.
Enjoy the rest of the race.
Will do. There we go. Well, Mr. Armand Brusso. Big Aussie YouTube shout. James, can you boost your audio? I did. I hope that is fine for you. And welcome back from your holiday. Thank you very much. It was a wonderful holiday. Got to ride a jet ski. Absolutely amazing. Must be honest.
Ooh.
The wife's not so happy though, because I turned around when I got back into the UK. I was like, baby, I'm buying a jet ski. Didn't go down well.
No, I'm shocked. Color me surprised. All right, so it looks like Whitlock is actually going to be able to take the lead here. Maybe?
if he's just pulled off a master stroke.
If that actually works, well, I'm not sure why Cody Kern jumped him.
Not sure. Not sure on that one. I'm being told a little more in YouTube chat as well. God blimey, he's persistent, if nothing else, is Mr. Dean Biggles. Right, there you go. Let me have a check of other interesting settings that changed since the wonderful Windows update, which, as we know, can make everything go a little bit pizza. So hopefully that should be okay. So yeah, I'm not quite sure where Whitnall's going to come out on that. Did he hand the 10 points to Holman, or did he try something that may have worked out for him?
Yeah, I'm not sure, because Peg is now ahead of him, Kern, Williams, and he keeps kind of dropping back on position, so I'm not really sure what's going on for him here. Yeah, I mean, maybe it worked out for him, and now he's going to be in P4, which, I mean, isn't most ideal for him, but it does look like Strotter lost a couple, has lost a spot to Hill as well.
A little bit weird.
Because there's no... Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the positioning that's going on here, because it seems kind of all over the place, because, I mean, Brusso got a wave around, it looks like, so he's actually going to be ahead, and at the same time, Alex Witt, who's a lap down, or well, basically a lap down, because first is right behind him in this situation, but he isn't being waved through to continue, so not really sure what's going on.
No, I would expect Alex Witt to get sent through, and hopefully he will be out of the way, and he will remove himself as probably as soon as they go over the line. I would have thought that has somehow put Seth Pegg in second spot with Cody Kern in first, so I'm not. I'm not entirely sure how they got there.
Yeah, I don't know. I know I'm usually the man that knows everything when... Oh, there we go. Okay, so there's him going around. Did Pegg just have Pegg and Kern?
They take
Williams?
tires. They must have taken tires. Their stop's the same as everybody else's, right?
Yeah. I don't... It's one of the few times I don't have any idea or clue what's going on here. iRacing doing iRacing things.
Yeah, because
we can leave it there.
The leader is down in 8th at the moment. Well, what was in fact saying that Strada did have a 15-second pit stop, so I'm guessing he may have changed all tyres. Where is Holtman? He's in 6th, so he's had somewhat of a terrible pit stop.
His was only 8 seconds. Like, he was actually faster pit stop than like Devin Cullicott, who is out ahead of him.
Yeah. But strange.
Yeah, I don't get it.
No. No, not at all. I don't physically get why we are where we are. I'm also a little bit worried that the lights have gone and come back on.
Brusso extended it by a
well.
lap because I think they wanted to get Alex out of the way as well.
So a little bit worried there.
Yeah, I think it was allowing Alex Witt to go around, and then so they're going to do one more lap and then go green after that.
Right, you're going to have to say that again because my audio cut out in my ears, dear sir.
They extended the caution. Armin did. He extended the caution by 1 lap. I think was to allow Alex to get out of the way and reduce the chances of that causing an issue. Because Alex now is coming around turn 4 right now, so he will hopefully catch the end by the next lap. At the end of the next lap.
Right. Okay. I promise you, we do know what we're doing on. We do know what's going on. You know what I mean? Don't we, Kenton?
Well, we pretend we do at least.
Hey, stop it.
Well, you know what's going on. I just am here to look good.
Okay.
And you can't see me, so it works perfectly.
Terry Spainhour, this is so good, I can't stand it. Y'all have a wonderful week, and God bless America. Oh, there we go. Yes, Mr. Spainhour.
It was actually Canada Day yesterday, so
Yeah,
we're Canada Day.
I'm guessing Mr. Spainhour's gone to bed. There you go. I don't know. Whatever he's done, he's gone off. Yes, and car audio down a bit. Blimey, Piggles, you are literally fussy this evening. I have turned it down, by the way. Just to let you know, I turned it down earlier. I did see your message. But yeah, that's all done. Lap 19 and 45. The lights are off this time. Are we going to be getting up and running, do we?
I mean, barring some absolutely ridiculous netcode, I think we should be going green. That was something you missed last week. Was I think possibly the worst netcode I've ever seen in iRacing is Seth Pegg gets spun by Armin Brusso being 10, 15 feet behind him.
Really?
Right as the light went, right as we went green. They were right at the start-finish line, and as soon as they started to get ready to accelerate, all of a sudden the caution flag came back out, and so did the pace car. And we went back to look, and we're like, what happened? Because Seth all of a sudden just like his whole car, he's facing straight, and then his whole car just kicks straight up to the wall, and ends up in a collision. And it ended up being, it was Armin Brusso was netcoded into him from about 10 to 15 feet behind, and that cost full thing. It was insane.
Are you sure that Steph didn't just floor the throttle and spin the car up?
Yes, we actually thought of that too, because we looked into it and we tried to follow along, but you can actually see the when there's damage, and you kind of see like the car deform. It did for that split second, and then went back to normal, and we were like, oh, okay. And even Armin was like, yeah, I don't know how because he even got the incident points for it.
Oh.
I wasn't even close. It was insane.
Ooh.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Well,
But we were like, huh.
There we go. Netcode keeping his eyes open. Right, so we're going around the right-hander of turn 11 onto East Jackson Drive. We go over the McDonald's-sponsored Clearly Bridge here of Chicago. And then we're going to go the right-hander down South Columbus Drive. So get ready, guys, here as the pace car pulls in. We've got Kern, we've got Pegg, we've got Williams, we've got Whitlock, Collicott, Holtman, all tucked in. Ladies and gentlemen, the final stage of the evening is green. With Cody Kern still out in front there, 3 wide at the moment. A little bit worried for Williams on the inside there, as he's got Pegg, who's just getting bullied out. Whitlock's making his way through. Williams has gone off. There's an incident. Oh, Armand!
There it is. Oh no, there's a full pile up back there.
No, it was slight little dints. It was a little dink. I don't know what everybody's so fussy about. Oh, dearie me. Let's have a look. It started here with Clinton Holtman, I believe. Holtman's on that inside line. Was there contact with Strada? No, there was a contact with the 85 who got hit by Witt, and unfortunately Witt and the 85 machine, which was Christian Hill, got stuck together. See, it was all sorted out pretty early. What do we need the pace car for? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, right, we're going to have a chat now. I'm going to pull in somebody I haven't spoken to for a little while. I'm going to pull in Mr. Trenton Kimmel into the booth. Trenton, welcome in, dear sir. How are you?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Oh, mate, I'm watching NASCAR on a road circuit and loving every second of it.
Sweet, man. Me too. I'm actually surprisingly having a good race today.
Yeah, sitting in 8th place at the moment. Where do you think you could likely get to, dear sir?
I'm hoping I can at least get to the finish. That's my goal, man. I mean, I'd like to stay top 10. 13th is where I started. I wanna finish better than that. I'm not a road course guy though, so I'm happy to be performing well.
Did you get any practice in?
I got a lot of practice. I joined practice sessions this weekend. I did testing on my own. I probably practiced this track more than any other track I have this entire season.
So why aren't you up the front then?
I'm sorry?
Why aren't you up the front? Generally,
Well,
what do we think the reason is? What's the difference between you and Cody Kern, who's leading the race, or Whitlock, or Pegg, or Williams, or Collier? What, you've done all the practice, Kenton, Trenton. You've gone out there. You've done lap after lap after lap after lap after lap, probably totaling hundreds. What do you think the difference is between you and Cody Kern at the front of the race?
well, Cody Kern was behind me before that stage, so
Yeah, we couldn't work that out either.
yeah. But, I mean, these guys, they have so much more experience than I do. I mean, this is my first time ever in an actual league. I've had iRacing for a few years, but I never put this much time and effort into it. So I'm getting better consistently, but these guys just have years of experience on me. So that's why I'm not really up at the very front row.
Okay, no dramas for us up here. Well, Trenton, while you're under yellow, is there anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
As always, give a shout out to my mama. I know she loves watching me, and I love that she's supporting me. Thank you to Alex Witt for getting me into this, and just thank you to Armin for setting up this every week and, dealing with all the trouble behind it. I know, he doesn't have to do all this, and he does, and I appreciate it.
Okay, buddy. Well, Angie Kimmel, I presume his mum, yes?
Yes, she is.
Okay. Yeah, Mama Kimmel's in the YouTube chat already, cheering you on. So, fair play to you.
Oh, I know she is.
Good luck, Trenton. You're up 6 places in 7th, sir. Let's see how high you can get by the end of the race.
Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy the rest of the race.
Oh, I hope so, dear. I hope so. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
Oh, well, that was Trenton Kimmel in the come and had a chat with me there as well. How far do we think Trenton can go? Realistically, he's even confused because he was like, Kern was behind me going into that stage. I'm like, yes, we do not physically know what was going on there, right? We couldn't get to grips of what was happening. So how far then, realistically, do we think Kimmel could go? He's done hundreds of laps of practice. Where do we think he's going to end up?
I mean, he's behind Stockner right now. We've seen Stockner have some less than ideal lines. Let's go with that. That seems like the nice way to say it. Through some of these corners.
Suboptimal driving lines.
Corners.
Yeah, suboptimal driving lines.
So it definitely could go well. I mean, unfortunately for him, I think Alex Witt being right behind him is probably not his favorite thing to have to look at, because that Chicago car is going to be on him very quickly and very clean, but tough. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if he definitely finishes in top 10. I think for him to get to the top 5 might be a little difficult, but I could see him definitely in that top 10.
Okay, well, Angie there, that's my boy, y'all, in YouTube chat. Once again, probably not saying it in that horrible American accent that I've just literally tried to butcher once more here as well. Don't laugh.
I was like, I don't even know what area that would have been based off of, because none of that.
No, somewhere in the outback of Texas, somewhere in something. I could really get myself in trouble now, so I'm just going to shut up on that one. I'm so good. This is the weirdest thing for me. We go into stage. Alex was a lap down and is now in 8th, right? And somehow ended up at the front with Williams Collicott in front of Strada, who I'm sure was in 2nd place. Unless Strada had some absolute bona fide horrible pit stop, how the blinking Jesus Nora did he end up down where he is at the moment? I really cannot fathom this one out whatsoever. This stage has kind of thrown us all out a little bit here.
Yes, I know Halterman took another pit stop just now at the beginning of the safety car, so that did lose him a lot of spots. Same with Seth Pegg, who's actually back in the pits. Same with Nordberg pit again this last lap as well. So Seth Pegg is going to be very far back, but I I think we figured it out as about 20 laps you can go. So I mean, a fuel saving stint, you might actually make it to the finish right now if you drive smart. So this could be a bold strategy out of Seth Pegg there, but we'll kind of have to see how that works out. But yeah, as of how people have ended up in positions they've ended up, I have no idea. None of this makes sense. I'm still trying to figure it out, to be entirely honest with you.
Okay, well, we do know what we're talking about here on the JPB YouTube channel, I do promise. And at the moment, we really do not sound like we do, because somehow this has all been flipped on his head. Cody Kern is in front with Whitlock, Williams and Collicott. Strada's now down in 5th. Stockner's somehow in 6th. Kimmel's in 7th. Witt's now all of a sudden got rid of his lap down, is now on the lead lap in 7th place, 8th place. Russo's now got his lap back as well, but he got that back at the last stage. He got the wave around, right? Alex, yes, okay, so we can sort that out. Witt was in the same place. So at the restart, it should have been Witt and Russo towards the back end, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Should have. Well, I guess depends on when the yellow was thrown too, because the cars that were involved in the incident, they would have gotten passed by Witt.
Witt was involved in the incident.
Yeah, I got no idea. Well, Halterman was...
Yeah, Witt was, and he turned the 85, Christian Hill.
Yeah, Christian Hill, and there was another car involved. I can't remember who it was, but it looks like we're about to go green again.
Here we go. The last 23 laps is up and running. It's green in Chicago for the James Love Street Circuit 45 here. And Cody Kern out in front. Whitlock in the second. Strada's made his way up into 4th place already. He's cleared Devon Collicott, vitally important. He's now going after, a big lock up of the brakes from Kimmel there. Strada's in the wall as well. That's going to bring Collicott back on the inside on their run down turn number 3, down into 4. Strada's in the front. He's retaking that position away. Stockner and Witt, suboptimal. Somehow Stockner got away with that, but well, he didn't for much longer after that. But you can see here, Stockner's on the race circuit, slides the car up, he hits Alex Witt. Witt goes off the side of the circuit, probably thinking, Jesus Christ, not again. Stockner then goes round the corner, gets on the gas early, puts the car round, and is now further down the order. Seth Pegg looks like he's almost had a moment. And Seth there in that brightly coloured number 59. What did you do? Oh, you missed. Bad. And he goes into the tyre barrier as well. Not ideal from Stockner, but then again, the car was loose before he made contact, right?
Yeah.
We've got to give him credit for that, because it definitely did look like it was loose. I'll have another look, but...
Oh, no, he definitely was loose as he...
Yeah, he's loose.
Yeah. I think Witt's going to be a little annoyed that it's the second time he's gotten taken out by one team. So I think that's going to be more of what's going to annoy him there than anything, but we will see, I guess.
Well, let's see.
I don't think he's going to be very happy about that. That, I think, is going to be the biggest issue. Either way.
I think the thing is, can he? Oh, Strada.
What?
He's coming up over the hill. He kept again. Can he be mad at Max Christensen? Because Christensen's no longer in the race. As soon as that happened, Christian said adios.
I mean, he can, because it was a full send. Didn't miss the braking point completely and just slammed into him. And like, that's, yes, I mean, good on Christensen. I don't know why he just left, but he did. Which, I mean, yeah, that's fine. Like, okay, Witt's gonna, stay ahead of him and stuff like that. I think there's less to be frustrated with in the Stockner incident than there is in the first one, because Stockner's was him. He just had too much throttle going around a banked corner, or not an unbanked corner with, and kind of just lost the car, unfortunately. there's only so much you can actually do there. Witt couldn't. It's not like there was anything Witt had done or he hadn't put himself in a bad spot. But then the first incident, I think he's going to be a little more annoyed at, just because it was a mistake made by just not either trying to overdrive the car or whatever it ended up being. But it unfortunately, ended up sending him right to the back, and he's is back in the pits again. And I got a feeling he's not going to be the happiest camper about this race.
No, definitely not.
Very looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, I think a few of us are. Picking up Christian Hill, who's got Norberg in front, and then we've got Clint Holterman, who, just as we pick up on him, has cleared Trenton Kimmel. Trenton's going to try and come back round the outside. Tuck it in underneath, dear sir. Tuck it in underneath. Give him something to think about. Get closer to that wall. Let the speed run. Lift off a little bit early. Run it again. Like I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I could go and drive the Xfinity.
You're pretty accurate.
Yeah, I know. I could go and drive the Xfinity this week around here and see how I really feel about NASCARs on street circuits.
I mean, I've watched a video about how to do it. There's no way in heck I'm hopping in a NASCAR and driving around this circuit. So normally I'll do a little bit of practice on it and see how it feels. This one I was like, nah, not happening.
Don't be a wussy. We'll do it together.
Oh God. I do have the trucks. I could do it. My Toyota.
Well, the trucks are at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course full circuit.
Xfinity. I do have Xfinities too. I think I have the Supra in that one.
Yeah, the Xfinities are here. I think the Camry is obviously clearly here as well. So, Seth Pegg in YouTube chat, watch the fuel. Well, we did know you went 20 laps, and we did get up at the green when there was only 22, I believe, remaining. So it's going to be very, very close. You're going to have to do some lifting and coasting. So thank you for the heads up, Mr. Pegg. But we are aware it's going to be very, very tight on whether or not you've got to go in again or whether or not they're going to try and make it to the end. What would be your preference? Would you make it to the end? Would you go for it, or would you sit back and think, I've got to lift here?
I like it. I like it out of Seth. He's channeling his inner. I would love to do a masterclass of lifting coast and fuel save the snot out of it. I mean, obviously you have to be not necessarily super careful about it, but you got to be smart. Like, you can't lose too much time, otherwise you're not going to make it all back up. And I mean, he's not atrociously out of there. It's about 22 seconds. A full pit stop is about 40. 36 depending. Most guys aren't going to take tires, so I'd say lean to a little more to that 34-35 seconds. It's doable. He could. That's gonna. That'll change some things up there.
Yeah, that unfortunately was Cody Kern. He's just put it into the wall. I think that is the damaged car. He's trying to get off the wall. He just cannot. Nope. Don't do that. You're stuck there. So unfortunately for Cody Kern, could be game over for him. He's jumped back to the pit lane. That's put Strada back in third place. He's now 4 seconds behind Williams. And if Strada can show the pace that he had in practice, to show the pace that he's had there, because he didn't have it in qualifying, but we know that, I disregard qualifying in NASCAR in general, to be honest. But I think Strada's got some pace, and he's bringing that gap down. It's now down to 3.8. I think Strada could be up there again.
Definitely. I mean, he's running around the same times that Whitlock and Williams are running ahead of him. He does have a faster best lap so far. But yeah, I'd be very curious on how he's by no means, falling away, which is good. He's down to 3.7 now. He does have to sort of take into account Cullicutt behind him, but it could definitely help getting a little bit of a bump or a little draft love out of Cullicutt behind, but we'll see how he's able to pull it off. He had down to 3.6, so he's slowly crawling back into this front section with the top two there. Although there is about a second and a half between Williams and Whitlock as it is. So he's going to have a little more work than just trying to catch onto the back of Williams, but he's definitely got a shot here.
I think you are right, and Strada's bringing Cullicutt along with him. Norberg's in there as well. He's down in 9th. He's battling away with Jamelin. They're trying to take their way forward into Jakowicz. Jakowicz's been fairly quiet here this evening. We've not seen much of him. He's tracking down on Kimmel. Kimmel's tracking down on Holtman. However, Holtman is a long way up the road, like 12 seconds here. Strada's pulled the gap down to literally nothing at the moment over Andrew Williams. You can see Williams now in front of us. That gap's decreased at such a rate. If this was wider and a little bit more pass friendly, and Strada has got the pace clearly, right? He's just pulled in a massive gap over Williams. I would probably put my house on the Strada win here.
Yeah, I mean, he's
well,
on that last lap, he was almost 2 full seconds. Oh, that's not going to help.
Come on, you had one bite at him, Devon. Jesus. I don't call it. I don't generally get. Well, son, I don't generally get mad. I do generally get mad. But you have one bite of him coming into the corner. There's one. Now you back off and then you drive it in. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I'm not. That cricket. Do you know what I mean?
You say that ain't cricket?
Yeah, it's not cricket. There's one. Then he's back on again. It's not cricket.
It's not ideal. I think
No.
Christian's going to be a little unhappy about that one for sure.
A little. Suboptimal racing.
Suboptimal race line. Oh, that's not going to help. He's going to have to get in the pit lane.
Yeah, Christian Strada there is going to have to get that car back to the pit lane now, and calmly, of course, as well. I think, you know, Kimmel's in the mix with Norberg and Jamelin. Kimmel is in front of Norberg. Norberg's on that inside line coming round East Congress Plaza Drive. That is going on here. Trying to hold on for dear life. You can see that is Christian Hill behind him, who I don't actually believe has got a front end. No. Not at all. But then again, Norberg just got completely out of shape, and that's allowed Hill through. So we're looking at the back from Kimmel. You can see right in to Christian Hill's Ford there behind.
Yeah, get a little tidbit of what they're running under that hood. That entire front bumper missing there is he got a little squirrely coming out of one, but nothing too bad as he decides to take a deep dive into that corner. And so interesting, little bit of a lunge, but made it through safely, so worked for him. As he then connects the wall.
Oh, there was
not so.
Yeah, it wasn't quite as clean as you thought there.
Yeah, although I think that was on. Kenton kind of turned into him a little bit on that part. But
He was already sliding. It looks like we've lost Andrew Williams, who that is Holtman, I believe, tucked up behind him there. Was this Williams all on his own? Yes. Is it the same spot he's done it before? Absolutely. So unfortunately there as well. Kimmel now side by side with Norberg. Coming down to the right-hander of turn 8 onto Congress Drive. We go. The left-hander holds on here through turn 10. Norberg's going to get that run alongside into 10. We go. The right-hander he does lose that position, Kimmel, but as he said, still on the racetrack, still fighting it out.
Yeah, no, he's having a pretty solid race. I mean, he's still in the top 10 too, and has a couple second gap to Christian behind him. Christian is running very quickly. I think he also did get a repair. I see Christian. Yeah, he did come in on lap 30, so his front end is now back attached, and he is rip-roaring and raring to go.
Yes, he's gonna try and go up the inside of Kimmel here. 14 to go of this race, and unfortunately the battle was halted up the front end from Devon Collicott, Ryan Whitlock and Clint Holtman, with Strada, who should have been in the mix, but Strada's now battling down here all the way down in 10th place with Mr. Kimmel, who we spoke to earlier on as well. Happy to be out there, happy to hopefully finish the race and try and stay in the top 10 if he can.
Yeah, the Witt's coming storming up as well, and he's unfortunately had himself a little bit of a tough race today as well. And Christian and Alex both going to be excited for this one to be over.
I think Witt and Strada could help themselves out here, right? And that's due to the fact that I believe they have got pace for days over the guys in front of them. Norberg, Hill, Jamelin, Jakowitz. You know, yes, they're a long way up the road, but they're not miles away that they can't nab 5th and 6th place if they can try and work together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the hardest part is going to be just reeling these guys in and trying to get past the traffic ahead of them. Norberg and Hill and Jamalin are, yeah, they're all fairly close in terms of actual time. It's just trying to get past everybody. It's Monaco-esque, as we've sort of seen, even on these wide open sections. You just can't do anything. So you have to have such a speed coming out of the corner that it just makes it that much harder.
I feel something's missing off the front end of Stockner there. Oh.
And a little more.
That is a very broken machine.
He's
Stockner. Not had the greater race, has he, really?
No, has definitely not been his favorite race. So I see a part go flying in the background. I'm not sure who that was, but they did not make that corner cleanly. Someone is missing their front end again. Trenton Kimmel.
Angie, your boy's been up to, he's had a little ta-ta-ta with the wall here. He's just missed that braking point. Bang. Ouch. Steph looks, popped an engine.
I think he's just massive lockout.
I was going to say, it looked like he popped an engine there. Right, what's Seth been up to again here that's forced him to jump back to the pit? That'll do it. You ever seen broken steering? That is definitely going to do it. I don't think we've got to worry about Seth and fuel anymore here, Kenton.
Yeah, and Trenton Kimmel's got a little... One tire's going straight, the other one not so much.
Stockner's back into the pits as well. Trenton's still got his fast repair, which will come in quite handy. Norberg has got Strada slamming all over him. If I was Norberg, to be honest, the pace of Strada, I'd probably just let him through there. As you see Christian Hill making a mistake as well. Those tyre walls are rough. They are if you hit them like your boy did. Yes, I've got to be honest there, Angie. It's a very tough race for them. But we have got a battle developing up the front here. Devon Collicott, Ryan Whitlock. The feelings across the board, if Devon wins from the likes of Strada, is he on the Christmas card list?
I think he's not getting a fancy Christmas card this year. Might be a stock one from Safeway or Walmart, if anything here. But I don't think it'll be too much animosity. It's a road course. I think Strada will be a little frustrated, but obviously we still have one or two more races to go. As Whitlock decides to introduce himself to that barricade, and there goes his front fender.
That car ain't turning.
Not well. Yeah, nope, there it goes.
Not at all.
And it looks
look
like
at the front left.
Yeah, that's when you pull over and go back to the pits, but he's going to try and tough it out as best he can.
Yeah, Christian
does have a lot of space behind him.
Yeah, Christian Hill has also jumped to the pits here. This is coming down into... well, you missed that one, boy. By a mile. Oh.
And Witt that popped an engine, too.
Witt was there
Witt got
as well.
hit again.
Yes, by a flying car. And this is Ryan Whitlock's situation here once more. As it was that Lightning McQueen livery machine. He's trying to carry speed. Ow. Yeah. Not ideal, should we say. Look at the state of that.
Suboptimal racing line.
Suboptimal racing. As he goes into the pits there is Andrew Jamelin, who's going to be coming through. What about Strada? Is he going to get Ryan Whitlock as well? I hope Ryan... There you go. He has got his fast repair. Whitlock goes through. Strada has gone through as well. Strada now battled his way back up into 6th place. Currently sitting 32 seconds away from the leader for Christian Strada. Pace for days. Last time out on a 1:29.58. The leader on a 1:32.01. 10.
Yeah, he's a little slower, but I don't think he's going to be able to quite close that.
A little faster. He's almost 3 seconds.
A little faster. I don't know if he's going to be able to close that gap, though. That's a big gap to have to close up in 10 laps.
3 seconds a lap. 30-second gap.
He would. Yeah, I mean, it will be close. It will be very, very, very tight. 'Cause it depends if Devin's able to, because Devin does have fast lap. Actually, I think he has the fastest lap.
Yeah, he's just done it 1:29.75. He's done a 1:29.08 there. So maybe it was traffic days.
Yeah, exactly. I think he does actually. Yeah, his 1:29.08 is actually the fastest lap in the race, and then his 1:29.7, and then Strada making that little bit of an oopsie daisy there isn't going to help him. So I don't think he's quite going to be able to get it, but it'll be pretty close.
Depends on how quickly he can clear everybody in front of him. Jamelin's going to be the next one at 1.7 seconds up the road. There he is there. Can Christian Strada get this? The cars are fairly spread out across the board at the moment. And unfortunately for some of these guys, it could be all she wrote in this category. They are fairly spread. The leaders, Devon Collicott, Clint Altman, are probably closest to each other on the race circuit. That's 1.1 seconds, and Strada and Jamelin have now come down to 1.23 here. 9 to go. It's not been a spectacle as by any shape of the imagination, right? But has it been that bad?
I don't think so. It's been serviceable. Let's go with that. It's been serviceable.
Should we say should we say palatable?
Yeah, sure. Palatable works too. There's been some pretty exciting racing. I mean, we had that for the entirety of almost stage 1 there. The trio fighting it out ahead, and obviously whatever happened in between at the stage break, I'm not sure, but it's been at least exciting. There's been lots of good close racing and a lot of fun moments and things like that, and it's been a lot better than I think I was expecting it to go.
Jamelin did not make that hard for Strada in any shape of the imagination. Michael David, welcome back, James. Thanks so much for that one. I am about 4 skin shades darker than I was when I left, mind you, as I did sit back and enjoy a lot of sun.
Hey, getting to a little bit of sun's not a bad thing. I have all solidly about 3 colors right now, dark red and white, so got a nice sunburn myself this weekend.
Yeah, I don't really, I go red and then I go brown and like a day later, so I'm like an anti-sun cream individual. I don't really worry about it too much because I never ever burn. Kimmel's getting himself in a mix here. I don't know. Collicott's gone into the pits. I don't think Strada's got to pit again.
I don't think so.
No, he pitted on lap 30.
This could get very interesting.
But can he clear Devon Collicott? That's going to be the question. There's Armand Brusso sat in the pit lane. Oh, he missed his pit box as well. Still missed it.
Oh, hey, look, what is happening? Okay, so that did not go well.
Nope, and here comes Strada now. That's going to be Collicott down. He's still not in the pit box. Okay, this is new.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I think
Although has Halterman pit? No, he hasn't. Halterman hasn't pit since lap 21.
and there's only 20 laps
there's
of fuel.
So we're gonna see what ends up happening, because Strada could end up sneaking this win out by getting taken out.
And I will say one thing, Devon Collicott has, I'm not sure, let's just say that pit stop did not go well for Devon there. It was a very much a you to me moment there. And as Strada is sitting in second with Holterman, gap 27 seconds, average pit lane time about 32 to 34. This could be really close. Strada's going to have to push and push and push. He needs to close that time down, because if Holterman does go in, he needs to be there as well. You want sun? Come down to the beach in South Carolina, bud. It's been triple digits Fahrenheit.
What's that like in normal people degrees?
You mean degrees centigrade? I don't know.
Yeah. No.
Normal people, right? I don't know.
It's like 38.
Yeah, it's 105 degrees Fahrenheit here. So, if I switch that to Celsius, 41 degrees Celsius.
It's it's 12 and thunder showers here.
No, I've been enjoying 33 upwards all week.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's been rather nice. Collicott is all over the back of Williams. What's Williams going to do here? Is he going to let him through on the inside? Williams says no. I'm going to run it around the outside. You're going to try and tighten that up. Going round turn 1 to the right hander or turn 2. Williams now on the inside. That should have allowed Collicott to run around the outside, but he just couldn't carry the speed there as we go into the final 6.
Yeah, funny enough, the wide line is a lot quicker through these corners than that short inside line, just because of how much you have to brake to make that inside line. And carry just a lot more speed being on that outside, so hard to make a move on the inside unless you're very much ahead and can kind of get all the way to the outside afterwards. But if you're side by side going into the corner, whoever's on that outside line is going to have a little easier time. Especially on, I think it's turns 1, 2, 6, 7, 12. I think those are the main corners, so that'll be a thing. But well, Alex,
Not sure what he's done. Locked up, put it into the wall. Collicott's dropped back away from Williams by about half a second. Not a drastic amount, mind you. Stockner's in the pits and has been in there for a while. Brusso is in the pits and been in there for about 24 minutes. Not entirely sure what's happened to Mr. Brusso there, but clearly he's had a problem as we carry on with this Chicago circuit. Devon Collicott tucked up the behind. Andrew Williams gets a big old slide on there. That's going to open it up here. What about Holtman this time around? He's got to be pushing the limits of where we're at on fuel right now. He pitted on 21. We're coming to the end of 41.
he's got some solid damage to that front end too. You can see the gaps forming between the hood and the sort of the rest of the car there.
Oh, he's in.
And he's actually in now. Okay, so Strada is on his way through the East Congress Plaza, so he's got to make the next basically 4 corners. In the time it takes for Halterman to get in, get his everything adjusted, and then get back out.
He's
See what ends up happening here.
Yeah, he's got to nail that pit box. He did nail.
And a fast repair.
And a fast repair, but Strada's on his way down here.
Ooh, this is going to be tight.
Oh, yeah. 3.3, 3.2. 2 laps to go, and Strada just sitting in second place on 2.5 seconds over Holtman, who did not take fuel, did not take tyres then. That was literally a splash dash gone for Holtman. So 4 to go here. Here's Holterman looking clever in the lead at the moment.
He's looking pretty solid. I mean, obviously there was the discrepancy in last lap, so it's hard to say who was actually faster in the last lap, with Holterman having to come in to get into the pit lane and everything. But we'll see how this could get real spicy real quick here. If Christian's able to, I mean, he's got 4 laps. He has been absolutely flying.
Down at 1.9.
He's got to be careful though. You don't want to push too hard and overdrive the car and end up crashing as he did earlier at one point. Not the Devon situation, but that right there is what you don't want. Right, that's it's just going to slow you down. Now he's bleeding time a little bit again.
Yeah, I'm still not going to put it past him.
No, he's definitely got a great shot. Alex Witt also, by the way, is now suddenly in P3.
Yeah, Strada's 2.5. He's got 3 to go. I think it's going to be tough unless Holterman does something, a miracle somewhere along the line, or does something completely wrong. Strada's got to hook him up. 2.4. Pulling him in. Witt's fought his way back to 3rd. Collicott and Norberg side by side. Collicott just puts it underneath Norberg coming into turn 1. Norberg manages to hold on to the position right at the right-hander of turn 2. Down Lakeshore, South Lakeshore Drive. They go again. Gaps down at 1. Oh, Holtman's done something here. He must have made a mistake because that's put it down to less than a second here as well, Kenton.
Yeah, you can see some front-end damage on that, his front right. There's definitely some damage on the hood there, so whatever it was, he made a little too much contact with the wall, and it's allowed Strada to get right up close. Now within a second, there is no DRS, so he can't use that going down these straightaways. But this could be a very interesting finish to this with 3 to go. I guess 2 to go as we make our way through.
Real men don't drive with DRS, mate. They drive it on the track. Or into each other on the track.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
You can't pass if you can't drive.
Well, you can't pass if you force your guy to drive into the back of you and you both end up with punches. Just putting it out there.
Well, that's also a thing. I wasn't sure which crash you were referencing, the Max Verstappen Lando Norris one or somewhere else.
No. I don't know. We'll have this conversation off air, I think. I was sat watching that in the hotel bar with my son, and he was like, "Dad, that's moving under braking, that's weaving, that's moving under braking, he's squeezing him, Dad." I was like, "God, son, have it." So there you go. On that one, as he was cheering on Lando frantically in his brand new McLaren shirt that he'd bought for himself. 6 tenths now. 2 to go. Go Strada, says Joshua Keefe in YouTube chat. We are anxiously waiting to see if Strada's going to have the grip left in them tyres. They're not very old. Lap 30. He's only coming down to, 13 lap old tyres here, Kenton. Is he going to be able...
I don't think he got tyres. Yeah, his pit stop was only 6.6 seconds when Strada came in, so I don't think he took tyres either.
Strada took tyres at the stage, if I'm not mistaken, because we said Strada's pit lane time was like 15 seconds.
Yes, he definitely took tires then, but he hasn't taken, so it depends on, I don't know if Clint did or not. I know Clint Helterman had a little bit of a longer pit stop, but I don't know if he took tires.
Final lap of the race. Is Strada going to be able to get it? Does he deserve to have it? That would be the question. Does Christian Strada deserve this victory? Does Clint Holtman deserve the victory? Well, we're going to find out in a few corners' time. We're coming into 5. We're going to get it down to 12. We've got 7 corners left. Strada's tucked in there as well. There's a back marker in front of them currently at the moment. Who is now in front? Hunter Carlson in front of them. Strada's got not many corners to go. Turn 6. He's got 6 more to try and make this through here, Kenton. Where's this going to be his best opportunity?
I think his best opportunity is actually going to be coming out of the East Congress Plaza Drive. He seems to just be able to carry more speed than everybody through this section here. And as soon as he gets out, that first hard right is going to be really having to push for this little straight, though. I don't think he quite got the exit he wants, although he's right inside the back of Halterman. I don't think he got the exit coming out of that corner he needed. I think that's going to make it a bit of a problem. We will see. Yeah, no, unfortunately, that back marker is going to play in the favor of Halterman, as Strada can't really go around him now.
Yeah.
And but a fantastic defensive drive out of Clint Halterman for sure.
Yeah, Alex Witt battles his way back into third after being hit twice in the race. Ryan Whitlock, after bumping the wall, comes over the line in fourth. Williams is going to be in fifth, bringing Devon Collicott along with him as we've come to the end of the race here as well. And I think we can safely say it's not been a spectacle, but I'm still awake, so that's always good.
Yeah, there you go. Fantastic. At least something.
Hey, always better than nothing, right?
Exactly. It's better than a kick in the pants, as I'm always told.
I fully agree with you. So we're just waiting for the last few.
Oh, okay.
Norberg just went and bumped the wall then as well, didn't he? Absolutely bumped the wall. Clint Holtman here. Your race winner. Let's have a look at the final results. Clint Holtman. Oh dear, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thanks. Clint Holtman is your winner with Christian Strada in second, Alex Witt in third, Ryan Whitlock in fourth, Andrew Williams down in fifth, Devon Collicott in sixth, Noel Jackowitz seventh, Matthew Norberg in eighth, Andrew Jamelin in ninth, Hunter Carlson in 10th, Trenton Kimmel didn't quite capture the top 10 in 11th, he was 1 lap down, Nick Stottner was 8 laps down, Christian Hill 10, and then we've got the non-finishers Seth Pegg, Cody Kern, Armin Brusso, Joshua Kuhn, and Max Christensen, who we lost right at the beginning, and then we also know that Calvin Ross's computer decided to terminate itself. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's have a look at the final lap of the race. We'll have a chat with the man who finished in second place, Mr. Christian Strada. He had pace for days. He was in an incident, but he still managed to battle his way back into second place. Did he deserve the win? Well, let's see what he thinks. Christian, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, James. I'm sweaty. My arms are sore. little bit stressed out. Like that was an intense race.
Do you know, I almost thought you were going to bust out an Eminem chorus on me then as well. You know, my arms are sweaty. I thought there was going to be something after that. You know what I mean?
Nah, I'll save that one for a later race. We'll save it when it's a little bit. I don't really know what's actually be tougher than this.
Oh, don't tease me. Don't tease me. Did you think you could get this? Because me and Kenton both sat up here and said, look, if I put my house on anybody, I would put it on you. What is your review of the incident? I don't know if you've seen it back. To us up here in the booth, it looked, I'm not going to say deliberate, because Devon Collicott, I'm sure, probably doesn't drive that way. He missed his braking point. He had one bike going into the corner. Then he had another one on corner entry and spun you round. What's your opinion on it?
I mean, I know I'm friends with Devin, and I know he wouldn't have wrecked me intentionally. I mean, it's a tough track. It's hard to get around there. It's easy to miss a braking zone. So, I mean, I'm okay with it. Like, things happen. We're racing hard, and at the end of the day, I just want to race, and it's fun, and it's a little bit more fun than if we were just to let each other go by and have anything like that. So I can't blame him, and I'm happy.
Okay, cool. What do we think was the situation after stage? Because it caught us out up here in the booth. I'm sure you went into stage in second, and then you come out in sixth. Did you just have a dreadful pit stop that we didn't see?
No, my pit stop was actually fine. The big thing was Williams. A couple guys stayed out. A couple guys took no tires. I opted to take tires. I thought that they mattered and would be important as the race went on. So I did take some tires on that pit stop, which kind of put me back a little bit.
Did they matter though?
I think they do. I still thought they did. At the end of the day, like there was like just small areas where you could pick up time if you were on like between like 10 and 15 lap tires, even 5 to 15 laps. But once you got a little bit towards the end of the tire, you could definitely feel some fade in the braking zones. I just had to start backing things up a little bit more. There was just areas where the car was starting to slide around a little bit more. So I thought that the tires would go a long way for speed, but also just making sure that you don't hit anything. The walls are really close.
Yeah, they definitely are here, buddy, and a great job from you. I did seriously thought you were going to get that win, and yeah, just so close on that final lap. Anyone you want to shout out there, sir, before we let you go?
I would like to shout out definitely Devin and Hunter. Me and Devin did a fair bit of practice for this race, and we were able to help each other find some things. I definitely thought I had race winning pace, and going into this, I still thought I did, and so I'm a little bit disappointed. But I also want to shout out to Clint. He ran me well, and he definitely had the pace as well. And I feel like with Clint winning this race, I can go to sleep at night and be okay with that, because I felt like if anybody had the car to beat me, it was going to be Clint there.
Okay, buddy. Well, massive congratulations on your second place, and we'll look forward to having a chat with you, I'm sure, at some point for the rest of the season.
Yeah, hopefully I'll see you next week. I'm hoping to get back into that. Missed it the last 2 weeks. Thought I was going to get in here, so hopefully for the next couple weeks I'll be able to chat with you guys.
Well, you take care, buddy, and we'll catch up soon.
You too. Have a good one.
Now, next up is your race winner. Before he had it all his own way, until the number 29 of Mr. Christian Strada comes up, pressurizes him for the last few laps, gets him under pressure for the final one. Did he think he was going to hold on, or did he think he was likely going to lose the lead? Well, let's have a chat with the man himself as well. Your winner, Mr. Clint Altman, down in Victory Lane. Clint, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sweaty though.
Funny enough, Christian said the same thing.
Yeah. That was maybe the hardest race I've ever done. That was just insane.
So tell us, how close, how did you think you had that win in the bag?
No, absolutely not. I mean, hell, I think I crashed three or four times that race. I almost threw it. I know I think I had came out of the pits. I had a pretty comfortable gap at like 2.5 seconds, and then turn 5 is the hardest corner on the track. That's where I hit the wall. Turn 1, that's where I hit it then, and I lost most of the gap. I don't think it affected the car much, but I absolutely did not think I had it in the bag. We were catching a lap car. I was trying not to make a mistake. I was worn out. I was holding on for dear life there. My tires weren't super great either, because I locked up the right front about 1 billion times that race, so it was a little understeery. But I don't even know how I won the race, to be honest. It was just a crazy race, but yeah, me and Christian had a good battle there. We were battling early on in the race. I know he got in a wreck too, but I think that put him on a different strategy that helped him, and then my wreck also helped me because I was able to go longer than everybody and do a really short pit stop at the end there. But yeah, that was nuts.
It definitely was nuts. I do agree with you on that one, dear sir. And yeah, great race in there. Whether or not you would have gone one more lap, if you would have held on, do you reckon, for one more?
It's so hard to say. It's so hard to pass. I rode behind Christian for a good bit at the beginning. I think I was a little faster than him, and I just didn't really have an opportunity to pass. But I mean, I haven't raced Christian all that much, but when we have raced, we raced pretty clean. So I don't know. I mean, he gave me a little bit of bump, which was all fair in the penultimate corner. I don't know. I was gonna try my best to hang on, but you know, it's so easy to lock the front tires up and just go straight into the wall. Because if you just miss your braking zone by like an inch, you will lock up, and then there's no runoff area. You're just going straight. And with all these 90-degree corners, that makes it difficult. Like you're just gonna go into the wall. So he put me under pressure. I was feeling the pressure. I was just trying to do my best just to hold on to it. And I was trying to. I felt like if I could just stay. I felt like if I didn't make a mistake, I think I was going to be okay just because of how hard it is to pass. But he was faster than me, and it is really hard to make a mistake. So who knows if I would have held on one lap. I'm just glad the race did end at 45 laps.
All right, man. Well, Clint, thank you so much for joining us there, bud. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, I want to shout out the Orange Road Racing guys. Had a couple other ringers in the race doing the road course. Ryan led a lot of the race there. Made a mistake too. The turn 5 on this track is just crazy. It's deceptively difficult. But yeah, shout out to them for showing up and doing well. And then shout out to y'all for putting on this just exhausting race.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Well, I hope you enjoy it watching it back there, sir, because it was very, very exciting. But Clint, thanks so much. We'll see you next week in Pocono.
All right. Take care, guys.
Well, there you go, Kenton. Christian sounded very upbeat. He didn't sound too down about being hit twice. Clint, well, he just sounded absolutely knackered. So all in all, everybody goes home happy.
Yeah, it seems like that's definitely the way everyone's going home that we did chat with. I noticed third place did not come in to converse, and I feel like we know why. So hopefully we'll chat with him at Pocono, a little more oval-ish. Not quite, but like it is kind of, I guess. So it'll be back to your favorite kind of style before we head to Indianapolis.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to that one. Don't forget, guys, join us next week at Pocono because there's going to be a very exciting evening of racing. But for now, that's going to be the end of it. It's been a very interesting return for me this week as we come back to Chicago with your winner, Mr. Clint Holman, Christian Strada in second, and Alex Witt in third. But that's going to be it. I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Kenton Sportak. And as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on a track sometime. Good night.